Most consultants and experts are sitting on a gold mine of leads on LinkedIn and leaving all of it on the table. Today, I've got Rana Saini with me, the guy whose strategies have helped clients close over 750 million in business from LinkedIn alone. So, he knows exactly how to turn AI into a lead generation machine. So, in this session, Rana is going to show you the exact AI process he's using right now to generate leads fast. Hello, Rana. Thank you so much for being here.
Hey, mate, thank you for having me. Nice to be here.
Oh my goodness, it's so good to have you, and I love that you're another Aussie, so yay for that. But what are we gonna be learning today?
Well, for me, the title is how to use AI to generate leads fast using LinkedIn. We work with primarily consultants, people who are experts at what they do, and so the question is always, how do I increase my reach? How do I build my reputation? And how do I accelerate my results? And so AI is obviously a really important strategy to have to accelerate all of that. So I'm going to share that with you guys today.
Oh my goodness, so excited. I don't even know where we start. So, yeah, let's dive in.
Okay, sounds good. Am I ready to rock and roll? And I'll kick off.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, everyone, listen, thank you for having me. My name's Rana Saini. I'm the founder and CEO of the Expert Project. If you use LinkedIn, let somewhere here, like let me know. Otherwise, find me on LinkedIn and shoot me a message, connect with me there. But one of the things I want to say is that LinkedIn for us and our clients is the number one platform for generating B2B professional leads. So LinkedIn is actually not a B2B platform, it's actually a P2P platform. It's the largest database of professionals on the planet. And so when you have the right strategy, um, building your business becomes simpler, more predictable, and creates more certainty. And so today, what I want to do is we're going to take a little bit of a different tact. I want to share with you how we use LinkedIn, but how we're starting to streamline AI into our systems to make things go faster. So I'm gonna go through. I've got a lot to cover in a very little bit of time. So if you have any questions, make sure you let the guys know. Comment, share, like, reach out, and we can keep the conversation rolling offline. Let's dive in. My goal is pretty simple today. I just want to share with you three simple strategies that you can use with AI and LinkedIn to generate leads. Our clients are using these exact things to generate 30 to 50 leads a month because, as you know, it's all good to say that you've got the best content, the best knowledge, the best courses, the best skills. But if you can't get someone interested in it and you can't get someone to buy it, what's the use of having it, right? You're the world's best kept secret. And that's how a lot of people feel. So we want to make sure that more people know about you. Here's the deal. I want to give you practical strategies today. I don't want you to have a PhD in nerd to get this to work. You don't need a claw bot or some kind of high tech agent to start winning with AI. You need to start with the basics. You don't need to be coding. You don't need to be teaching complex tech or learn complicated tech. A lot of our clients are sort of 50, 60 and above. So tech is kind of scary. So everything we do is pretty simple and streamlined, and it shouldn't have to cost you a fortune. LinkedIn is free, or a sales navigator subscription is 120 bucks. So everything I'm going to teach you can be done for under 200 bucks a month. So what the heck is AI? When I ask people this question, most people have a different answer. They say it's a bot, it's a prompt, it's a platform. The reality is what AI is an accelerant. It's something that helps you go faster. But here's the thing I want to say. If you don't have a strategy or you aren't already getting runs on the board, which means you don't have an offer that's generating you leads, you aren't able to turn those leads into conversations, and you're not able to turn those conversations into contracts or clients, then there is major gaps in your business. AI won't fix those. It can highlight things faster or it can accelerate progress sooner, but it can't replace the clarity that you don't have. So I want to preface this with that upfront. AI plus your strategy, therefore, equals speed or equals stupid. If you don't have a strategy at the moment, what AI can do is push you in the wrong direction faster. And as you know, with AI, it's designed to be agreeable and likable. So it will tell you that you're the biggest genius on the planet, even though probably objectively you are missing a lot of things. So make sure you know that the thing you've got is already getting you results in either connecting you with the right people, generating you leads and interest, or turning those leads and interest into conversations and opportunities. So there's only three things people really want. So when I think about LinkedIn, I want to talk about the people I connect with. There's three things that they are actually interested in. One, time is a huge thing that people want to solve or master, which means they want to speed something up, which means progress to something, or they want to make getting to a certain place or a certain milestone more efficient and easier. Second thing is they want to make or save money. Money is huge, right? And they want to make things more convenient or easy. AI is something that can do all three of these things when it's infused with your strategy. It can make things faster, it can save you money, it can make you money, and it can make things easier and more convenient. So AI is ticking a lot of boxes at the moment, and I want to give you this today. When people say to me, Rana, I need more leads, what I tend to realize is leads are a byproduct of a good offer and a good strategy. If you want better quality leads, you need better quality strategies. Otherwise, what we're doing is putting great leads into a leaky bucket, and they will, you put a lot of time and effort into doing things that maybe get you results at the top, but over time leak. And so here's what we want to do if you want to generate leads fast. One, we want to get you clear. So what that means is if your offer is too big or vague, people won't see themselves in it and they'll scroll right past it. So today I want to give you a strategy to help get clear on your offer so your offer has better cut through. Two, consistency is key. If you're not active, you're not an option. And as you know, if you're not making offers, you're losing opportunity. If people don't know about you or they don't hear from you, they can't, you're just not an option on the table. So I want to give you a strategy today that can help you become consistent. And I want to show you how AI can help sort of facilitate a lot of the heavy lifting inside of that. And last thing is conversion. You're going to have all the interest in the world. You can have all the expertise in the world. You can do all of the stuff, but all of that stuff doesn't necessarily lead to success. And so it's better to have one clear strategy than a bunch of scattered tactics. In the same way, it's not about having all of the AIs, but it's about having the AIs that complement the strategy that you have to make the results you want happen faster, easier, sooner. So let's dive in. Over the last 10 years, LinkedIn for us has been the primary platform for us to be able to generate email contacts, calendar bookings, event registrations, and inbound leads. And what I'm going to share with you today are a series of prompts and strategies that you can implement that over the next 30 days, you will be able to generate more of these things. That's the aim. So let's dive in. LinkedIn for us is like a flywheel. At the center of that flywheel is your LinkedIn profile. Now, what I want you to do is take a moment and have a look at LinkedIn. If you haven't used LinkedIn, I want you to have a look at, are your audience on LinkedIn? If your audience is on LinkedIn, your opportunity is on LinkedIn. So what we have to do is surround your profile with a series of strategies that we're going to go into today. One, we need to make your profile profitable, which means we need to align it and optimize it around the things that are the buying triggers of your audience. Second, we need to make sure that you are more visible and you are more active so people see you and hear from you every single day. And lastly, doing events. Here's the thing about AI. On one hand, every person that you come across with can take your platform, your IP, your systems, they can run it through AI and they can replicate, model, and copy what you do. And so the barrier to entry these days in business to be an expert is kind of coming down and down and down as the rise of AI goes up and up and up. So what I believe is that if you want to start to build your reach and reputation, one of the easiest ways to do that, build that relationship equity, because right now AI is creating a bit of a trust rift. Like, let's be honest, you jump on any social media platform, you see that someone's written something with AI. Do you like it? Do you trust it? Are you more likely to work with that person or less likely to work with that person? I know the answer, and I believe you know the answer too. And so the only way to really verify and validate whether somebody is as good as they say is to start to engage with them, watch them, experience them on an event, just like this one. And so when we think about events, events are one of the best ways to start getting in front of your audience. Let AI build you up and let your events start to turn interest into opportunities every single month. These strategies I'm sharing with you here are responsible for a number of people getting a number of amazing results. We've got buyer's agents, we've got bookkeepers, we've got business coaches, we've got people who are in safety, we've got people who are in HR, we've got people who are in corporate leadership. All of them are generating leads, conversations, and sales every single month using LinkedIn, and AI is just accelerating what's possible. So let's dive in. The first thing is your platform, your audience comes down to your perfect future customers. They're your audience. Who are the people who are most likely to buy from you? So that's really important. We'll go through that in just a minute. And the second thing is your offer. What is the problem that you solve? See, if you don't know who the people are that you help specifically, and you don't know the problem that you solve for them specifically, you become general. The more general you are, the less likely you are to get engagement. So higher the generality, the lower the engagement. The more the specificity, the more the engagement. LinkedIn, as you can see here on this little screenshot, is the world's largest business database on the planet. So we use Sales Navigator like this. And as you can see in this screenshot here, we can search for people in terms of their title, their industry, their location, and their head count, right? So what that allows us to do is get really hyper clear on the type of people and the profiles that we want to start to connect with and engage with. And so LinkedIn prospecting is something that every single one of you can do today for free, even if you just have a free LinkedIn account. The trouble, however, is where do we start? Most experts and consultants that we talk to are so clever. They do so many things so well, and you're probably no different, right? If I said to you, tell me what you do and how you help people, you would describe the stories, the modalities, the methods, all of the things that you do to help. The reality is that most people don't have the time to understand what you do at that level. So what we do with clients when we first work with them is I want to get super clear on what is the first problem that you solve that your audience wants help with the most. So for us, it's not just about growing your business, it's about how can I help you generate a lead. So think about it. If you drew a line of all of the things that you do from the start to the finish, what are the steps, what are the milestones, and what are the methods that you put in place to help someone achieve that outcome? And so when we look at this, we think about it like this statement. Simple problems, get an easier yes. Complex solutions, get polite maybes. Which one do you want? And so at the start, you have a person and you have something that they want. Most people don't know specifically what they actually want, believe it or not. They have they have a big fuzzy goal, and they're running mostly on feelings. Like, I feel like I want that. I feel like I want that. But there's some friction behind the feeling. And that friction behind the feeling is kind of like this dichotomy between the progress they want to make and the problems that are stopping them from making that progress. So this is where someone like you comes along and you can say, hey, person, this is the first step that I help you on. This is the second step that I help you on. And this is the third step. And when all three of these things come together, you'll achieve the big outcome that you want. The question is, what's the first milestone you help a client get to? That's what we want to optimize your LinkedIn profile around. And that is what I would say everything that you're using with AI, you want to get clear. You want AI to help you get clearer. And you want to build tools, even using AI, to help your clients get to that milestone as quickly and easily and simply as possible, right? That's the key. And so what I want to do is dive down deeper into that and say, great, we want to position your profile on LinkedIn with one problem. What's that first milestone that you help them achieve? And what's the proof? What's the solution that you show them that they can get to? And can you prove through your profile that you've helped other people do it? I want to know, what's your process? How does it work? And so when we come to your profile, it kind of looks like this. Now, if you look at the top left here, you'll see that there are two sections. There is a background photo and a CTA button. 80% of your audience only cares about that part of your profile. Anything underneath that is what I call a bonus. People scroll down to validate the promise, right? They're looking to convince themselves every time someone scrolls down, they are wanting to convince themselves that what you do and how you do it will help them get to where they want to go. They don't care about you. They don't care about your business. They don't care about your experience. They only care about five simple letters: WIIFM, which stands for What's in It for Me. And so when you get to that background, first thing, we want to make sure that that background is as visual as possible. It visually represents the outcome that you help your clients achieve. Two, below that, we want to know what, what do you do and how do you help? So you are the CEO of XYZ. Fantastic. I know that you have authority, but what do you do for me? And I want to see that in your headline. And then there should be a button there on LinkedIn that you can use to click and take people to a place that helps them achieve that helps them get access to resources or templates that help them take the first step to do business with you. So you understand that on LinkedIn, just like any other platform, um, most people, if they come to your platform, they're either doing it because they've come there by accident, they've come there because they've seen your content, they've come there because you've reached out to them, or they've come there because there's an event or they've heard about you. So your profile is essentially a sales page. It's a landing page for who you are, who you are, who you help, what you do, and how you help them. And so that's what people want. So when we look at your LinkedIn profile, it's the centerpiece of everything that you do. And therefore, we want to make sure it's optimized to help people understand as quickly as possible the value that you can offer to them. So here's a really good prompt. You can take a screenshot of this and I've put it in here, which is really just to help clarify your offer. So I won't read this out verbatim because you can actually read it out. But ultimately, the goal here is to make sure that you can speak into. So here's a tip. When I use ChatGPT, right, I go, or whatever, Claude, I would put the prompt in and then I would start to speak into audio about what I do. Here's what I do. I would speak all of the words into it and I'd press enter. And then the prompt would say, I'd like you to listen to what I do and the outcomes I create for my clients. Suggest 3 tangible, specific problems that would most likely stop my ideal clients from achieving that outcome. Boom. All of a sudden, it's going to give you tangible ideas, which is that first starting point that helps your audience say, that's what I need. And then underneath this is an additional follow-up. And it says, now rewrite these 3 problems using simple, emotional, clear language that would make someone say, that's exactly what I'm dealing with. And so what you want to do now is make sure that offer is super clear. And then I would say, as a bonus credit, do you have a tool, a resource, or a framework that you could give to them that helps support that person to fix that problem or identify that problem or start to solve it, right? This is important. So use this prompt to start going deeper faster. And by the way, if you want to, you can scan this QR code and I'll give you access to my prompts, all of my slides, everything that you need to make sure that you don't miss anything. And I'll send this to the guys as well so you can download it below, hopefully, this presentation. So you can scan that and go. So let's move on to the daily lead sequence. Now that your profile's looking good, people know who you are, what you do, and how you help, we're going to move on to the daily lead sequence. And there are 2 audiences that we help people capitalize on. They're what we call your needed audience and your nurtured audience. Your needed audience on LinkedIn, they're what we call your perfect future customers, your PFCs. And they are basically a set of criteria that you should target. So when we say criteria, what are we talking about? We're talking about title, industry, location, headcount, right? Title, industry, location, headcount. We want to target them. So here's a little tip. If you target characteristics, for example, someone who's a specific religion, someone who has a specific condition, someone who is female, male, certain religion, all of these things, you can start to look at groups, right? LinkedIn groups. So I could target women in business, could be a group, but I can't target gender. I can't target religion, right? So you've got to remember these days you can't do that because of privacy. The second thing is the people you're already connected to. Most people are connected to or have an email database of people that would do business with them if they just had a strategy to reach out and offer something to them. So what I'd like you to consider is right now, where are you leaving money on the table by not connecting with people that are on LinkedIn that need to know about you, or actually not having a strategy to engage the people that are already connected to you. So at the end of the day, you can AI yourself to death, but the thing you've got to be clear on is, how is AI going to give you a strategy to start to engage these people? Or do you already have a strategy that you can use with AI to go faster? And I'll share with you one of the things we help our clients with that just does exactly that. So here's the formula you need. One, your audience plus your offer. So we spoke about this before. Who do you help? How do you help them? What's the offer? Here's how I want to help you. Here's the outcome I want to achieve. Times your consistency. Every day, every week, every month, what are the rhythms that you put in place that get the results that you want? AI can help with that, but it can't take the initiative that you're not willing to have, right? You've got to be the thing that starts it. AI can be the thing that keeps it going, but you're still the conductor of the orchestra. Okay, you're the conductor, AI is the instrument. It's not the other way around. So if you get this right, you will generate more opportunity than you could ever know. Like, you will have leads, you have new connections every day, leads every week, new clients every month. So here's the sequence that you need. Okay, get ready, take a screenshot, pause the video, have a look. First is, on LinkedIn, you can connect with 20 people a day, which means in 1 hour a day, you can make 20 new connections. Most of those people are going to be in your perfect future customer profile, your PFC, and 30% of those people will accept in the first 7 to 21 days. 7 to 21 days, 30% of those people will accept, which means if you do the quick math on that, that's 6 new connections a day, which means 30 new connections, if I'm not mistaken, a week, which means that's 120 new connections a month, and that compounds over time. So here's the thing I want you to consider first. The person who is going to win in business is not the person who has a network of 100 people of quality, but it's a person who has 1,000 plus people of quantity that they can continue to work with, that gets the quality out, right? So what I mean by that is, if you're not growing your audience, you're going to limit your opportunity. Someone with 100 people over time will burn out that audience. Whereas someone who's building their audience every single day is going to continue to have opportunity into the future. So we have to grow a fresh audience all the time and add them to our network so that we can grow our opportunity. Think about like planting a seed today so you can harvest the fruit tomorrow. That's the key. Once you've introduced yourself to people, so when you connect with people, let me go back, you want to introduce yourself to people. It looks a little something like this. So say I'm helping someone with LinkedIn. I say, hey, name, would love to learn a bit more about your consulting business. I'm working with a few consulting connections and helping them optimize their LinkedIn profile. Let me know if you're ever interested. Happy to send you some resources. Rana. I haven't pitched them. I haven't said anything to them in a way that is going to be spammy. All I've done is said, if you need help, let me know. Happy to share something with you. They also know what I do. I'm helping other consultants optimize their LinkedIn profile to generate more leads, right? So now they know. I've seeded the fact that I know what to do. And what I want to do is make sure that I want to track this for 30 days to make sure to see what results I get. Are people interested? Do people come back and say yes? Do people say, yes, that'd be helpful? After about 14 days, I want to go back to those people and I want to ask a direct question. And you're going to get about a 4 to 8% response rate, which means people who come back saying either no or yes, both are okay. And here's what a direct offer looks like. Name, I'm looking at working with a few more people next month to optimize their LinkedIn profile so we can help them generate a few more leads. Would you be open to optimizing your profile? Let me know, happy to help. Or would you be open to working together? Would you be interested in optimizing your LinkedIn profile? Let me know, happy to help, right? So it's a direct ask. I have a client, for example, who is they do construction. They're in construction. And he talks about helping them with their contracts. So one of his messages that we helped him put together was, hey, name, I'm working with a few construction companies. to help them increase their margins and lower their risk on inbound contracts. Let me know if you'd like us to take a look at any contracts. Happy to give you some, happy to help, right? And as a result of that, he's getting companies saying, we'd love to talk to you. We know we need help with our contracts. Can you help us? So just by asking a question in a helpful way, he's able to generate interest that he wouldn't have had before. And the thing that's really awesome is that most people leave so much money on the table. They say fortunes in the follow-up. Well, that's so true. In 72 hours after sending that message, you want to go back and say, hey, name, just checking, did you get my previous message? Ask people if they got the previous message. Don't let silence be the end of the conversation. If someone doesn't say no, then just keep asking. It's okay. Do it with the intention of helping. Now, here's the thing. Most people make the mistake of automating and AIing their LinkedIn lead sequence without validating or verifying if it works. So you can imagine if you have a sequence that is spammy, it doesn't work, your offer's a bit out, it's not specific, it's general, and it's not getting you the results that you want, and then you use AI to automate it, you are going to go in the wrong direction faster, and you could actually do yourself more harm than good. What I'm looking at doing is making sure that once I can do this and I can prove it, I want to start using AI to help me get it out to more people faster, right? You understand? That's the goal. And so when I look at this, I think about how do we use software? So we build a tool for our clients. It looks like this. I want to share how this can help is that once we have proven the sequence, that we can then put it into an automation system where AI can become the intelligence behind it because AI is so much more faster and more efficient than a person. So AI doesn't replace the system or the strategy, it just runs it faster and easier. And as you can see, all of the things we talked about before, AI can do if we train it, and it can respond accordingly, which means that all we have to do is be the conductor of the sequence and just let it do its thing. And as when the leads come in, we just engage with them as we normally would, right? And this is really important. I just want to sort of give you an idea. This is what happens when your system compounds, not when you post more content. So inside of expert leads, here are some stats. We call this expert leads. Every single day, we've sent 40 connections a day, which means we get new connections, 11 connections a day. So we're actually getting more than we would if we did it manually. 101 messages a day are being sent. That's 101 people every single day that we're talking to, which means we are going to outpace and outmarket out every single person that's probably using LinkedIn in a manual way, or maybe they don't have a good system, which means that every single day we're getting 9 responses. 9 responses a day. That's yeses and nos. Even if 1 or 2 of those are a yes, that's like at least 5 to 10 yeses every week. And on top of that, we're verifying 916 emails. So when you look at that in a month, that's almost 1,000 emails we're adding to our database every single month, as well as our connections, as well as sending messages, as well as getting responses, which means that we are consistently talking, engaging, and converting connections into contacts, into conversations. What would that look like for your business? If you can get a winning sequence, which is what we do for our clients, then what's possible is that you can use AI to streamline it, systemize it, and run it. Peace out, but Rana, I don't want to be spammy. There's 2 words that come to mind. If you're going to be promotional, you should be worried about being spammy. But if you want to be personal, there's no problem about being spammy. Think about it. Before you got a client, what were you doing? You were talking to people you didn't know. Were you being spammy? Everybody starts from a nobody. Everybody starts from a nobody. And the people you know today, you didn't know yesterday. So at some point in time, you had to introduce yourself, talk to people, build a relationship. How you did that determined how the relationship went. So when people say, Rana, I don't want to be spammy, what I'm hearing is, no, Rana, I want a better strategy, is what you're saying. Not, I don't want to be spammy. So if you don't want to be spammy, get a better strategy, be personal, not promotional, and you'll build your network at scales you could never have imagined. And here's another way to not to be spammy. One, ask people by giving. give value. You've probably got lead magnets in your head or in your hard drive. You've got valuable tools that you give to clients that you probably could give away for free and show people massive value. You'd have helpful resources, case studies, diagnostics, how-to info. Here's the deal. Some of this could be AI tools that you could give to clients. Some of this AI could help you build to give to clients. And so when you think about that, that could build your database and give you permission to follow up. So when I look at that, I'm like, there's so much the value that you could package up your IP. You could use AI to either build it or give someone an AI tool that you use in your business with your clients that they could use to start to experience and explore what's possible working with you if they did your program, if they followed your system, if they had your strategy. Here is some examples of it, right? As you can see here, when we reach out to people, we give value. We have a profile optimization. We have a 5-day challenge. We have a lead magnet builder. And as you can see here, a lot of people are like, yeah, I want help. I'd love that. So they might not be interested in a conversation first, but our little expert leads AI tool is saying, hey, no worries. Would you be like this instead? And they're getting it. These are some examples of some pages, how simple they are. And finally, outreach offers. Once someone wants something, why don't you follow up and say, hey, would you like me to walk you through that? We have people who are in IT or managed services, software as a solution, SaaS. Hey, would you like us to demo how that could work for your business? Hey, would you like to get together with your team and we can run a strategy session on that? Would you be interested in mapping out a bit of a plan on how we could help you with that? So inviting problem solving and collaboration also demonstrates value. Remember that if there is no problem to solve, there is no solution to sell. So we want to make sure that, ultimately AI can only take you so far until you've got to show value. And that's the game of business, right? You can use AI to get you to a point, but at some point the robots are going to have to hand it over to you and you're going to have some level of mastery. So I think about it like this. Let AI run the tactics, you take over the strategy. You're the strategic advisor. AI is a really good employee, a good tactical follower. And by the way, behind the scenes, here's the thing that's really important, is that in red is an offer. You can change that offer anytime you want. It can be an offer, AI, it could be a profile optimizer framework, it can be a 5-day challenge, it could be a webinar, it could be anything. But behind the scenes, the architecture behind it stays the same. AI can then get the leads, respond to the leads, categorize the leads. It can send SMSs, it can send emails, it can send people forms or diagnostics that it can follow up people with to enrich the relationship and deepen the conversation so that it nurtures people to your calendar to have a conversation so that you have the opportunity to turn them into a client. Remember, like the machine behind the scenes can do a lot of the heavy lifting for you if you have the right strategy. This is a bit of an example of how I do it, right? So we have a bit of a VSL page. They click on that, they fill out a form. AI does the work behind the scenes. It automates it, it follows it up and enriches it. This is what happens behind the scenes. Every single person that's applying, when they download a lead, when they opt in via our LinkedIn profile, they start to fill out these applications to want to work with us. And this is happening behind the scenes 24/7 automated, right? Because we've set up the system works, and AI makes it work faster and does the heavy lifting for us. So here's a prompt for you as well. And by the way, you can scan that code at the top if you want to get access to any of these slides and frameworks. But basically, you can create a bit of a micromagnet, right? A micromagnet is something simple that helps turn people, that helps you develop a piece of IP that you can give to people. And there's a little prompt to help you create that. So copy and paste that prompt, put your own intelligence into it, upload documents or other things you've already got. You might already have resources, you might already have tools, you might already have templates. But what you want to do is have a look at the framework, checklist, diagnostic tool, or short guide, and you want AI to help you refine it, streamline it, simplify it, and make it valuable, consumable, or useful. And then there's optional follow-ups as well there. So use this prompt, design a tool, use it to start generating leads today. Cool? Hopefully it's been valuable so far. Last part of this presentation. We are flying, everybody. Thanks for following along. By the way, if you're finding this valuable, reach out to me on LinkedIn, private message me, tag me in a post, let me know. And more importantly, put this stuff into practice. Don't just watch a presentation and go, oh, this was great. Go and connect with someone right now. Go and do a search right now on Sales Navigator. Go and start a conversation by asking someone a question. Hey, I'm helping X with Y. Would you be interested? Start doing it now. You could do it right now. You don't have to wait for permission. You don't need a course. You don't need anything. You just need to do it. AI can't take the initiative that you're not willing to take, right? So to do that now. If you're willing to do that, the next part of this, the LinkedIn event advantage, man, it's going to accelerate and amplify everything that you're doing. So let's dive in. People who run events are 50% more likely to win new business than those that don't. 50% more likely, which means they generate leads faster and they convert clients easier. Who would like that? Here's the reality is once you get people to come to an event and opt into your event, you get access to their data. And on LinkedIn, if you want to run a LinkedIn event, you can do it so easily. And even better, in 15 minutes a day, you can invite 200 people. So that's the limit at the moment, 200 people a day you can invite to come and join your event. 200 people, that's 4,000 people every single month. What would that do to your business? Once they've accepted, you can say within 24 hours, you acknowledge them and make sure they have the event details. Hey, name, great to have you join the event. Looking forward to seeing you there. Here's the link. When you run a LinkedIn event, you can download the database, which means you get their name and their emails. Remember, we want to build contacts, and you can add them to a CRM, and that CRM can then automate the follow-up. AI can enrich that data. You can use that data with AI to start to get more information and deepen the relationship with that person, which means that you can remind them even to show up 72 hours, 24 hours, 1 hour before the event to maximize the show rate. So we want to take people from connection to lead to opportunity. Whilst we're doing that and running our daily lead sequence, we are generating new connections and contacts every day. We are generating leads every single month, and we're creating new opportunities and new clients. Every single month. We're generating new leads every single week, and we're generating opportunities and clients every single month. So with the right strategy, you guys could just use AI to streamline so much of this and start to enjoy some more consistent and predictable opportunity for your business, your consulting business, your coaching business. You can run all this via your LinkedIn company page. Incredible that what it's able to do now. So we're using our company page on LinkedIn to drive so much growth for ourselves and our clients. We're talking about, like, in some cases, thousands of leads a month by using events, daily lead sequences, and even being able to sponsor some posts to help us understand what topics our audience wants. So it's super valuable. Our goal is to make sure that every single month with events, we want to create opportunities. We want to do workshops, trainings, or offline events. So let's get clear. What is the difference between a workshop, a training, and an offline event? Well, offline event is obviously an offline event. You know what that is. A training is something that could go from anywhere from 45 to 90 minutes. So do you have a topic that you could talk on for 45 or 90 minutes to educate and assist people to learn or implement over 35, 45, 90 minutes, just like I'm doing right now? The answer is yes. Why wouldn't you ask people if they want help, or they want to learn, or they want to jam with you every month on that particular topic? Show value. Workshops. Do you have a 3-hour, 2-hour, half day, full day workshop that you run that you can invite people to go deeper with you on a particular topic or framework? Choose one of these things, and over the next 30 days, what I want you to do is consider how many people could you invite to come and learn from you, experience you, and actually go deeper with you on a particular topic. Right? AI can be a big assistance to you. It can help you design the event. It can help you deliver the event. It can help clients engage with the event, interact with the event. It can design your slides. It can develop your frameworks. It can come up with your visuals. There's no reason or excuse that you shouldn't be able to do this. AI can support you to be a really top version of yourself and get things ready faster. When we run these events, this is an example. So on the left, you'll see our LinkedIn event page. That's what it looks like when you design it up nice. We had 40 people come to this event. We clicked in that red box there, you can see it says download event registration. We can download those the registration info. Boom, there's 40 leads I've got immediately on the right. That's everyone's name, email, company, location, and business address. So think about that. AI could enrich that. AI could do all sorts of cool stuff with that data. You could put it into an SMS tool. It could start to reach out with personalized emails. You could do a lot of cool stuff with that data. Again, if it's done personally and not promotionally. So for us, another example is we vibe coded our page. Vibe coding is another way that you can use AI to start to accelerate your vision and build things. You don't need to wait for web developers and all these complex stuff anymore. You can use something like Base 44 or a Lovable or something. And we vibe coded this, and this was where we were able to get 496 leads and 53K in sales by building an event that AI helped us design. I wrote the copy, AI actually made it better and then designed it nicer. And then we just polished it up. So there's literally no reason why you can, and you can see the prompt on the left-hand side, there's just so much application for AI. Here's another example. Using no AI tools other than, and nothing else other than a LinkedIn profile and his LinkedIn network. Vaughn, who works with us, he's a head of delivery. He ran a LinkedIn events blueprint and he was able to turn 74 attendees into 74 leads. 27 people showed up on the event. 6 of them booked a call. 3 of them bought a product or a service that we offer. So that was worth 5 figures of opportunity by simply running an event following the process we've just gone through today. What would that be worth for you and your business? Another thing is when people register for your events but they don't show up. Here's an example of Mark, who's an accountant. We got a script for Mark. Mark got his team to ring up and prospect everybody that didn't show up to the event. And he said, hey, just wondering if you're interested in the topic. I saw you didn't make it. This is exactly what he said. Let me read this out. Hi, name. Saw you registered for event name, whatever his event name was. Do you remember that? And then it was called the 3 tax strategies for small business. So he said, it was called the 3 tax strategies for small business. Does that ring a bell? They go, oh, yes. He goes, and his team said, our director, Mark, offered a complimentary tax strategy review for all attendees. Would you like me to find a time for you to speak with him? People said yes. So he was able to book people off the back of that. And nowadays, you can even have AI follow up with an email. And if you've got a good AI voice out, I mean, I wouldn't do it unless it's really good, but you can even have, outbound, inbound AI voice booking software now that can do that for you. So don't just take my word for it. These are clients that are using these strategies every single day. Anthony, 48 people interested in his event, 10 registered, 6 showed up, 1 booked. Then the next one he ran, 37 interested, 8 registered for his event, 5 attended, 3 calls booked. Catherine, 9 qualification calls booked. 3 of them were qualified to go through to a sales call. Georgia, 12 people registered. D, 91 registrations, 6 bookings, and she closed 3 sales. Anthony again, Catherine, we got Harry, Ivan. So 60 people, 80 people, 64 people, they just keep going. And the moral to the story here is with the right strategy, you can accelerate the opportunity by using something like LinkedIn and AI together. Remember, at the top, connections turn into contacts. Connections are on a platform, contacts are in your database. That's your audience. They are your assets. The more audience, the more assets. You want to engage them and you start to turn it into opportunity. So above the line is audience, below the line is opportunity. Conversations, clients, right? It's that simple. How many connections do you have? How many contacts do you have? Let's talk about an offer. Let's get active. Let's turn those into conversations of people who are interested and clients who are committed. How hard would that be to do that today? Using your daily lead sequence, your monthly event sequence, every opportunity you want to grow your business is sitting right in front of you on LinkedIn right now. Here's another AI prompt that could be helpful. You want to create a high converting workshop? Perfect. Use this prompt. Go through it, create your high converting workshop, get your LinkedIn event up today. It doesn't have to be complicated. It takes to set up a LinkedIn event, apart from the design, it takes about 3 minutes. So there's no excuse not to. So, guys, thank you so much for having me. It's been an absolute privilege. I really appreciate you guys for supporting me and taking some big moves. If you want access to the slides, the prompts, and all of the resources, I've got some bonuses for you guys as well. Scan that QR code. I'll give those to you, and I'll also give this to the team at the summit so they can put these with the presentation. But, guys, thank you so much for having me. I'm Rana Saini. Message me on LinkedIn, follow the Expert Project, and look forward to seeing you guys win. Cheers, guys.
Hey, Rana, this was amazing. Oh, man. Do you mind if I throw a few quick questions at you?
Hit me with it.
Okay, amazing. So, first thing, for all the people who don't really use LinkedIn right now, how many posts should they be doing a week? And can they just repurpose their Facebook posts?
Yeah. How many posts is probably, I understand the question, but let me give you the answer. How many posts, right? So here's what I would do. I would use AI every single day and I would speak into AI on a topic. Now, what's a topic? Topic could be topic about a client you've spoken to, an event you've been to, a book you've read, an event or incident that's occurred, a topic you're passionate about, a framework you've built, a result you've got, a case study you've heard about. You speak about it, and then you would turn that into a post. That post could be what I call. There are three types of posts. There is a long form, right, which is usually anywhere from 400 plus words. There is short form, right, which is less than 400 words. And then you've got what I call quote cards. And quote cards are normally statements that are a sentence or two. Now, how often should you post? Well, you should be doing one of these three things, each of these three things every week at a minimum. What I mean by that is one topic can turn into three posts, easy. A long form can go to your email. You can email it out. It can go through LinkedIn newsletters. Short form can go into your social feed, and quote card can go into your feed or story or reel, right? So at minimum, I would take that activity and that action every week. So you're posting three types of content on the same topic every week.
Yeah. Love that. Thank you. Next question. Sorry to fire a few quick ones at you. Is running a LinkedIn event exactly the same thing as running another event? And what I mean by that is a LinkedIn event held on LinkedIn, or would it still be held via a Zoom link or whatever?
Yeah, so great question. It's actually held still via a Zoom link. All I want you to think of it like a landing page. So if I go into LinkedIn now and I jump into my profile, and then I go down to my company page, all you do is create create an event, and it can say online format, LinkedIn Live, external event link. And on that external event link, you would then below put in your Zoom link and it would link to that event
Yeah.
link.
Would it be possible if you were running a normal event, say you're someone who runs monthly events via Zoom anyway, to advertise that same event, but on LinkedIn? So you're essentially running it how you would normally, but also you're running it as an event on LinkedIn at the same time, if that makes sense, if that's not something you're already doing.
Well, you're only running it in the same place. So you're still running it in Zoom. It's just LinkedIn becomes another channel that you can promote it and it
Mhm.
funnels people into it. So, think of it like, like today, I'm still here on this platform running it. All I'm doing is using LinkedIn as another channel to funnel people to this event.
Mhm. Yep. So essentially just your second funnel. You can have your own landing page and then you've got your LinkedIn landing page. So
Yeah,
love that.
100%. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I also ask, what are the if you're brand new, what are the 2 kind of like situations that you can have? So what I mean by that is you've got your free LinkedIn plan, how many people you can reach out to, and then you've also got your plan that uses your software, Sales Navigator. What sort of results can you get with that? Just so people can get an idea on the differences.
When you say results or differences, so like, look, here's what you need to know. If you use LinkedIn for free, you are limited by how many people you can connect with. You're limited
Yeah.
by how many people see your posts. You're restricted by the different um, lead filters that you have access to. It's just very basic, right? It's very basic. There are two other things you should do. You either go to premium, LinkedIn Premium, which I think is like $100 a month or maybe $80 a month, That allows you to target people more deeply. Uh, you've got more features like LinkedIn newsletters. That's where you can run LinkedIn events. You can run your company page off it. Then Sales Navigator is where you can actually do all of the targeting, everything you can do. So you just got to think how important is LinkedIn to you? And if it's important, if you believe in it, if you believe your target market are on it and you want to use it to generate business, you should pay for Sales Navigator or premium at a minimum. What we do for our clients, we don't sell our software outside of our service. So of ours get access to our tools because we're not a software provider. We provide a service, and the software is a bonus to help people go faster. So, but for the average person who's just starting out, start by setting up your profile. Start free. You can still connect with, I think it's like 10 people a day. Start there. But if you're really wanting to grow faster and go deeper into LinkedIn, you want to go all in on it, Sales Navigator is the place to be.
Yeah. Amazing. Thank you. I think I have one more quick question, but
Sure.
also, can you do premium? It's after this question, but can you do Sales Navigator without doing premium? Can you just go LinkedIn basic and Sales Navigator, or do you need to have the two just so everybody at home knows?
Yeah, I mean, Sales Navigator is just like you don't need premium. Sales Navigator, it's like the highest level subscription.
Yeah.
So you don't need premium. You'd have Sales Navigator instead of premium.
Yeah. Amazing. Thank you. Final question. Sorry to throw these all at you.
That's okay.
But what are you talking about with email addresses? So essentially, if I reach out to someone on LinkedIn and they start responding, can I then automatically add them to my email list? Or what's the kind of rules with that?
Yeah, on if you run a LinkedIn event, you get permission to get their email address and their tools. So you can use your tools like your CRM to continue the relationship with them. Uh, sales. So on LinkedIn, people often have their email address on their LinkedIn profile. You just got to know where to find it. And so our tool basically just helps find their email address that they've put on their profile and just helps collect it. Here's the reality. If someone hasn't opted into your list, you're not allowed to email them. But no one says that if you're going to spam people by sending them promotional crap, then yes, you probably shouldn't do that. But if I was going to reach out to, say, for example, my mate, sorry, someone who I, if I was going to reach out to my mate, it would be very casual. So I would take that same approach and I'd reach out to a new connection. I might say, "Hey, name, I just connected with you on LinkedIn. Hope you don't mind. I thought I would," and you could just run the same message that we talked about today via an email. I'm working with a few people to optimize their LinkedIn profile. Is generating leads on LinkedIn something you'd be interested in? Let me know. And that's fine. I just think you got to be very careful. It's more about how you do things, not just like, the how is sometimes more important than the what.
Yeah. No, I love that because you're essentially saying, okay, maybe don't throw them straight onto your email list, but you can still use them as part of your leads that you can just kind of, message. It's just another way that you can outreach people in a way that's not spammy, but is still actually growing your network. So I really, really love that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
absolutely.
yeah. So thank you so much for being here today. This has been amazing. I feel like we've all learned so much, especially about how much LinkedIn can actually speed up the results. So it's been phenomenal having you here. So thank you.
Yeah, you are so welcome. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. And wishing you guys all the very best for this summit. So it's awesome to just give people a bunch of ideas to dive into and strategies to look at. But it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.